Hey, welcome to my channel, Males Have Nails Too. I'm learning how to do acrylic. I've done one acrylic nail before on myself because I had a broken nail and it turned out pretty okay, but that was a while ago and I'm basically learning fresh. So right now I'm starting off by practicing my buffing. So I broke in my buffing sandpaper by running it up against the file to get off the burrs on the edges, as you would do if you're normally working on a human, not a practice hand. And I'm getting the cuticle area, trying to do it in as few swipes as possible, and then quickly buff the surface of the nail. You can see I'm making a couple mistakes here. I haven't completely anchored myself, and a couple of mine did an around the world on the nail, so that'd be kind of painful if it were real. So I'm working on that. Apologize for getting my head in the middle of this video. I've not done this sort of filming before, so I'm gonna have to remember to keep my head back. So here I'm wrapping up all of the buffing. And as soon as I'm done with the buffing, I'm going to move into the next step, which is going to be prep. And the prep is really important for making sure that the acrylic adheres to the nail properly and is long lasting. So there's a couple steps with that. Okay, moving on to the prep. So there's a primer that gets put down first. Doing that, I'm trying to remember to go down the middle of the nail and then the sides immediately afterwards. And I think this is the Beauty Secrets B4 primer or something like that. Then this is an acid-free primer. So I'm pretty sure that first one's a dehydrator is what I should be calling it. This one's like a protein bomb almost, something like that. And this is what actually adheres really well. So the first one dehydrates the nail, and then this adheres to it. And you don't really need to do it to the practice hand, but I was doing it just for the sake of practice. So now I'm opening up my materials here. I have a white acrylic powder, and then I have a very small odor monomer. This is not an odorless, it smells awful. And that's coming from somebody who barely has any sense of smell. I can definitely smell this. And then I've learned some things watching videos. I know that you're supposed to get all the bubbles out of your brush. You want to have your brush like not too soggy. Put it in the acrylic and wait about 5 seconds is what I've heard. Now I've got this sped up a little bit. Now I'm trying to dab it in. I'm pretty sure this first one came out a little too dry. And it's also, I've noticed it's hard to work when your brush is dry. So I was getting my brush a little wet and there I fouled it up because I didn't let enough of the monomer out of the brush. And so now I'm basically water painting. So I learned something there. I was trying to manipulate it a little bit and I just gonna add another bead. And so I got my brush all clean, got all the excess out, and then I grabbed another bead. And if I remember right, this bead turned out a lot better. I waited the 5 seconds for it to absorb the liquid, put it on there, and boom. That was about the perfect consistency that I can tell, at least for my limited experience. And it was very easy to manipulate. And it was a tad on the runny side, which is nice. I apologize for blocking it with my head there. So I was trying the technique that Young Nails uses, which is to let it run with gravity. And the rest of the footage didn't turn out that great because I'm getting used to this and I put my head in front of the whole thing. So I'm really sorry about that. In just a second here, I'm going to show you the finished product. I only did 3 nails. I did not do any extensions, I just did 3 tips. And it turned out okay. They're not the right shape, and they're definitely very thick on the tips and thin in other areas. But overall, I think I learned something, and I hope you did too. Thanks for watching.